And just like that, we are back. Welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Well, we are those people, and we've been having these conversations since college.
Yeah, but it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts podcast. 90 Day Fiance, Season 9, Episode 5 or 7?
No, Episode 15, man.
You see how it all just blurs?
Like, don't take us back in time. We're almost at the end of the season. Don't take us back.
I feel like I'm in an episode of Groundhog Day. It just keeps starting over the same.
You know, it's funny you should say that, because some of these people we're going to talk about, the issues are the same and they keep coming up again and again and again. And I feel like we're going to be repeating the same thing we said about one of these other couples, and we'll get to next. But first, let's start off with Cara and Guillermo. I mean, they are the first couple to cross the threshold called marriage. And I will say this. When they first came on the screen, Cara is a beautiful woman when she has her makeup on. But Jesus, when she is plain faced and straight out the shower, whoa, whoa, and whoa.
I don't think it's that bad. I've seen worse. I don't think it's that bad.
I've seen worse. It's not a great reason. It's not a great sentiment. Yeah, we've all seen worse.
It's not bad. No, but I think Cara is beautiful. And I think in her wedding dress and everything, she looked amazing. Like, you know, could have put that on the cover of a magazine. She looked great.
They both did really like that way.
Guillermo looked pretty dope too. But what I felt bad about Guillermo is he didn't get a chance to have that experience. Like at your wedding, we were in the hotel room and I'm helping with the tie, and the guys were just sitting there just kind of bullshit. He's just by himself. Yeah. You know, he doesn't have his brothers with him, doesn't have any family with him. So I felt bad about that. But
I want to say on this point, though, that, I mean, and I don't think we ever really had a chance to talk about it on any of the podcasts yet. But, you know, thank you for being the great best man that you were at my wedding. I mean, I even had my brothers like, Tel's a really, really good best man. He handled a lot of things. He made everybody feel comfortable. He just made sure. So he did a lot of things there, and I never really had a chance to say thank you, because we did in person, of course, and you and I talking. I told you all that, but you know, for everybody to know that you're really not just an asshole all the time, I want people to know that you're actually a really good guy.
Thank you. Maybe a lot of practice. And I don't know what that says about me, but a lot of practice being in these weddings. I think it
means you're going to be judgmental of your best man. But like, God damn, you didn't do this for me. I did this, and this.
Yeah. It's like, well, you want me to be best man? No problem. I've seen this movie before. I need you to do this. You go do this. Got you covered.
You're probably going to have applications for best man.
Well, just when I make that day happen for myself, you need to make sure that you're available and be ready to step up.
Yes, sir.
Because I'll remind you, be like, dude, really? I got to go get coffee and stuff by myself?
Oh, I know you would. I know you would. I already know this. I know this. To me, when I'm looking at them, were they getting married in a restaurant?
It was a small little venue, I think. But, I mean, they both compromised, because it wasn't the venue that Guillermo wanted. And Cara just wanted Justice of the Peace, so she didn't really care. But I think it was a win-win, because I thought it was interesting how where Guillermo's standing, the minister kept saying, no, look this way, because I was like, why does he keep doing that? And I'm like, oh, because Cara is walking behind.
Right.
You know, so I was like, that's interesting. But I thought it was good. I like how he put the flowers down for his brother. Yes. And was able to live stream the wedding. But I mean, it just looked to me, it was a great wedding. Looked like they had a good time. Married at First Sight could learn something about how to show a wedding, because they knocked out wedding and reception all within 5 minutes.
They sure did. That whole segment was 5 minutes, and the wedding was 3 minutes of it. I mean, they did a great job. I mean, even down to the sentiment, you know, because Cara's like, Guillermo makes me happy, and he makes me a nicer person. I'm like, how bad the hell were you before? As we move on to Emily and Kobe. Ugh. Emily, man, if there was ever a villain, she is definitely playing the hell out of that role, because you're tired? Is it because you're hanging out with temperature all night? Shut up. I'm in Salina friggin' Kansas, where I am the only black person. I know for a fact I'm the only African, the only Cameroonian. And you're mad because my friend, my best man shows up and you're acting like this? If he decided to walk away before the wedding, I would not be surprised because she is really irking the crap out of me and I'm not even there.
She's annoying. I mean, as soon as she opens her mouth, just the sight of her, I'm just like, you're just annoying me now.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Kobe can't check Emily. He'll never be in control, and Kobe's too weak to do so. I think that's what I figured out. Temperature is right in calling Kobe out. Now, Kobe has to understand, you got an American woman. You just can't come in with all that, Cameroonian lifestyle and change her. And she shouldn't be trying to change him. But Kobe is too weak to do anything. And whatever power she has over him, she's going to be in charge.
I think what Kobe couldn't say on camera, the temperature, and probably because they're translating a lot of it, they didn't have that conversation at all, which is, look, I need to get my green card. Once I get that squared away, this you're my slave attitude that Emily has is gone. Because the fact that I get there needs to be a discussion about moving. But what's wrong with looking and searching and planning in advance? And for him to be around, he made some great points. Him to be around his people, it's the community for one, but also, easy for him to get jobs because you'll have people who are already connected in the community, right? She's a nanny. She has no real friggin' job. Let's be honest. That's not a career profession. The other thing is there are white people in Columbus, so you'll be fine. You'll be around your people too, Emily.
But there's no family in Columbus for Emily, and she's about to have another baby. And so my observation in life is if a couple has their first kid, they tend to either, if they're financially able to, they stay where they're at, or they move closer to her family. Because that way she can have some help. Right now, she has a support system of people that can help her with Coben, right? If she goes to Columbus, who does she have? Now, she has Kobe's Cameroonian people that she doesn't know, or she has her family. The other thing is, and you're right, Kobe wants to get the green card, but once he gets his green card, it still doesn't change the dynamic because he has no money. And so once you get some money, how can you plan to move to Columbus with no money and no job and no plan?
Let's be real. What kind of job is he going to get in Salina, Kansas? I mean, I've never been to Salina. I've never been close to Salina. But especially if you've got people, your people, that can help and a network. Because a network is very important. You know this.
Yeah.
You're in HR. You've got a network all across the country, right? If for him, that network will help him get a better job than being in Salina, Kansas. I get that, she'll be around her family. But let's be honest. Her profession is as a nanny. Well, guess what? Sit your ass at home with them 2 goddamn kids and let that man go out and work, okay? Because that becomes your new job. And you sit your ass at home and take care of the kids. Because you've been around multiple kids all day as a nanny. It's okay. We've figured this out. Case closed.
But what you just said sounds great in theory. There's no plan. Now, here's what, if I was in Kobe's shoes, what do I know about Kobe? He used to be a model. Kobe likes fashion. Right? What if he got a job in Salina, Kansas at a retail store after he gets his green card, saves some money, then moves to Columbus? Because you know what's in Columbus? Majority of every retail corporate office for a lot of these places. You have, there's a whole lot of retail corporate offices in Columbus, Ohio. So he can get some experience and then now transfer or go there and get a job working in one of the stores, maybe works his way up to the corporate office, but at least there's a plan. You just can't take his little $3,000 because he spent $1,000 on the ring. So let's just say he's really frugal and has $3,000 in his pocket. That's not enough to take you and a newborn, and the baby's not even born yet.
Okay, now, here's the thing. I didn't say move right away. I said plan. So here's the thing. I get what you're saying. Get the card, start to work. Because you're going to need that family background first, right? You've got them there, but y'all also need your own space. He'll never be the king of the castle in another man's house. So therefore, they still got to get their own place. And even if it's, in 2 years, my plan is for us in 2 years to move to Columbus. But the fact that she's just like, we're never talking about this again. Shut up. Shut up.
Right.
Because
Well,
that's not how this works.
true. I get what you're saying is they should have a conversation, but that's my point. Kobe should have a plan before he even starts the conversation.
But he wasn't
at
even
least think
sta-
some
he-
things through.
You don't know what he was planning. He was just looking. And she, with her nosy ass, jumped into his iPad and looking through his search history. Because let's be real, the search history doesn't automatically pop up.
True. But again, Kobe doesn't have the sack to speak up and say, hey, look, here's what I'm doing. My plan is this. Over the next couple of years, I want to consider Columbus. I'm not saying that we're going, but here's what I need to do. I need to work. I need to make money to get out of your parents' house and be able to take care of us. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we're going to move here. I want to be able to do that. So I need you to be a partner. Let's work together. Because Kobe can't go get an apartment, no rental history.
Right.
You just moved to the U.S. I don't know many landlords who are going to be like, he seems like a nice guy. Don't know how many are going to do that. Unless they saw maybe his underwear modeling ads. Like, you're the guy.
But that's why they need to get on their feet out of their parents'
exactly.
house in Salina and then make them again. But he even said, we'll talk about this later. No, I want to talk about it now because I want to end it now. It's basically what she was saying, and I get it because I know someone in the comments said about they don't like the way that that
the dad
Emily's looks at Kobe. And I get it, but I think he's also the most reasonable out of everybody in the house. So he needs to actually talk to him about, all right, so here's my plan. I've kind of figured this out. Now that I've spoken to temperature, found out about this. Here's the plan. Can you help me figure part of this out? How do I once I'm able to work, I need a job here that's going to be able to sustain us here and then be able to move. How do I get this? Because you have the network here. If he does that, they're good. And I think he needs to do that without that irresponsible, childish 2-year-old named Emily that he's going to get married to because she can't listen to shit and she can't even think rationally.
I think he should do just that. Talk to the dad and say, look, here's what I'm thinking. Here's my plan. Poke holes through it. Help me out. So now the dad sees that you're actually trying. Because right now, if I'm in Emily's dad's shoes, I've helped enough. I'm paying for this wedding. Mm-hmm. I've been taking care of your kid while y'all were separated geographically. I'm letting y'all stay in my house. And I haven't found out yet that you got another baby on the way.
But when I do.
But at least if I know that Kobe has a plan, then, hey, I can help work with you. Mm-hmm. But when he first sat down with Kobe, what was Kobe's plan? Well, I thought maybe I could get a job with you and learn your company and then be able to take over. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. So at this moment, there's absolutely no compromise. We noticed a theme of compromise in today's show. None with Emily and Kobe. But we did see some when it came to Bilal and Shaeeda. First thing I thought when they popped up on the screen is, of course, the prenup is undecided because it's no longer one-sided and all in Bilal's favor. The fact that he was like, so she enlisted the help of his mom, and I just felt like she probably should have asked the real question and the right question, which would have been, what went wrong in his other marriages that he's about to get married for the third time?
I'm curious about that myself, especially with the one that he has the kids with. Mm-hmm. So what happened there? Because her personality doesn't seem anything like Shai's personality. And so I'm wondering, maybe that's why he's... yeah, so maybe now he's in charge. So he gets to play stable master. But I like what his mom said, that marriage is two imperfect people holding on tight and not letting go. I thought that was good. And so I think it was good that she had that, one-on-one conversation with Bilal's mom. I think Bilal's family's spin on the prenup is hilarious. It's like they've all talked about this and consistent.
Yes.
It's just Allah says, put it in writing. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, because of course she's going to side with Bilal, and everything is, all of her advice will be leading more towards Bilal, right? But you're right. She did give good advice in the sense of what she said marriage is. And I had a perception of marriage going into getting married. And this is just before I even met my wife, I had this thought of what marriage is. Do you have one on what it is? Because for me, it was like, marriage is about, can you deal with that thing about this person you don't like for the rest of your life? Because if not, it ain't gonna work. Whatever, because there's always one thing about somebody you don't like, right? And that was all, to me. It's the way to break it down to the simplest form. But it's one of those things. The same thing that she said: two imperfect people holding on tight.
My idea of what I think marriage is, it's who you don't mind holding hands with at Walmart at 2:30 in the morning. That's my ideal of marriage, because you go to a Walmart 2:30 in the morning, you see some of the ugliest couples that are in love and married walking around. But it's not about, in that moment, it's not about I have this wealth, I have this or whatever. We're just two people in love going to Walmart 2:30 in the morning. And I'm like, you got to find someone that's at that bottom level. Like, this is okay. Everything else, to your point, it's not just looks, it's not just career, but who do I want to be around when I'm at my worst? I want to be around this person. And I think of 2:30 a.m. at Walmart.
Who you want to kiss in the morning before without going, why don't you go brush your teeth first?
I think anybody, I still want them to go brush their teeth first. I mean, I don't see how I just be excited to get a stank breath kiss every morning. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what that part of love is. Somebody educate me in the comments. But even if I was married, I would still like you to go drink some orange juice, at least something. Break it up.
Good morning. Hey, baby.
Just keep some like Banaka at the bed. Just good morning. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to like tongue you down in the morning, but I might want to. So at least go ahead, just.
Now, usually I'm siding with Shaeeda, but I saw the look of concern on Bilal's face when Shaeeda was trying to cook, and I felt him, because she didn't defrost the salmon and then try to defrost it piece by piece in that small bowl of water. Oh, geez.
That was salmon? I thought that was chicken breast.
I think it was a salmon, the way it was cut. And correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes apparently my eyes and my ears are not working the way I think they are. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think it was salmon.
I don't think that was salmon. I think those were just frozen chicken breasts. Because you get them in a package and they're frozen, so you got to thaw them out and separate them. Because what I didn't see is the skin that you have on the salmon.
On the backside.
I didn't see any skin on that. I just thought it was just chicken.
Go ahead and tell him I'm right and he's wrong.
Okay. Just nothing. I'm not even going to say anything. Go ahead.
As we get to Yve Mohamed, Mohamed's mom gave him some good advice, which allowed him to come to the theme of today's episode, compromise.
I feel like they're trying to do the whole, we thought Mohamed was bad, but then now towards the end, he's going to be one everybody likes. And they're going to have him do all this cool turnaround. And you got someone else that jacks up. But again, as soon as I saw the
comeback story,
first note I put, break up.
Still there.
The first note I put is just break up. And his mom was right. And I like how she said, don't get yourself in too much trouble expressing your opinions. I'm like, too late.
Way too late.
Yeah.
But she knows her son.
Well, she does. And it's just like, yeah, it's too late. And when E was talking about, or both of them talking about finding the middle ground on culture. Their cultures are so different. I don't see how you can come up with the middle ground that quickly, because for him to coexist with her, he could probably bend a little bit. But if they wind up having a baby, which he wants, and she's too old to, but whatever, they wind up having a baby, he's going to fully go my culture. This baby's going to learn this, period.
That's going to happen. That's the one thing. They have a kid, that's going to happen. I do like that his mom was like, you're in America, and you're in a different place. You need to adapt to what they do there. No, she can't dress like an Ethiopian. Are you kidding me? It looks like his mom wanted to reach to the screen and, psh, shut up, Mohamed. Why you can't convert her? She's not over here. You've got to, not Ethiopian, Egyptian. He's from Egypt, right? Yeah.
Egypt.
So it's like you can't force her to dress like you're living over here, because this is her culture. You're in her space. Now, not saying that she needs to be walking around in thongs every day and showing everybody her panties through her see-through pants and skirts, but at the same time, there's got to be a level of balance. And it seemed like he's trying to. He even said, I still don't agree with my mom, but I respect my mom. And the fact that he respects his mom's opinion, it means he's going to take it more into consideration. Now, when they went to the restaurant, he's doing the proposal. Man, they look so awkward together. They look like that's the first time they've ever kissed, and they don't know how to. It looks so awkward. I was like, it was cringeworthy. It was like, oh.
Well, I think it's. I don't know if it's them looking good. I think maybe it's us, our bias, because every time you hear his voice, like you and I think one thing about this dude, and then I'm looking at Yve. I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're 48. You're 24. What are you thinking? You know. Now, not to say it's impossible, but that's why I'm just looking at her and listening to her as the producers are making her look stupid. It's just kind of like. So I can't look at them and be like, oh, you know, like a Guillermo and Kira. Mm-hmm. I can't look at Mohamed and Yve the same. Right.
I feel you. Who else we can't look at the same? Jibri Miona. Only thing I really have on them is Jibri's mom saying that, you know, oh, the consequences, you know, us not being able to go to the wedding. No. It needs to be us not wanting to go to the wedding, because that is the key here. It's not that you can't go, it's that you don't want to go. And that's so selfish. But the fact that she doesn't want to go to the wedding at all, and like, oh, we can't do it just because you're not doing it right here the way we want. Now we understand why Jibri's the way he is.
They're going to be at the wedding. This is all just drama. Yeah. They're going to be at the wedding. But what I do like is, all of a sudden, within a week of them having that conversation with the parents, Jibri's got a plan. They found a place to live. They found a deal. So it's like they know their son. They know what it takes to motivate him. You got to be like, hey, you got to do this or you're out. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, now he gets serious. It's like cramming for a final exam. Right. You've known this has been coming for months. Now the night before, you're like, well, I got to pull all-nighter. And you crack it out. That's Jibri. He's in that last moment. The dad, when he said that they've been together... No, the dad said, I just feel like this is such a big thing to be rushing into. I'm like, they've been together for over 2 years. Right. They're not rushing. It's not like they just met. This isn't like Married at First Sight and 90 Day Fiance had a baby. You know, and it's...
Married in 90 days.
For 2 years. Yeah, it's just, you don't like her. Yeah. You know, that's all it is. Just say you don't like her, and that's... But I can't imagine the way Jibri is. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine they would like anybody he would bring home, because he's not going to go for your... average girl next door in South Dakota type. You're not going to do that.
You know, it was very mellow this episode here. When these two are on, Jibri and Miona, because you had Jibri's mom, Jibri's dad, and they're all just in complete contrast, yeah, Miona. Oh, happy days. No happy. She was like, we're moving out, goddammit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I thought she was about to do a backflip out that door.
She was. Give us free. Give us free. Like, she was like, happy.
Hey, I'll take both suitcases.
Yeah. Yeah, she was happy, like a car running. She didn't want to go inside to say bye to the parents. She's like, let's go. We're good. We'll text them. So she is happy. Now I want to see what this place looks like. Because they're at Jacob's Well, right? I want to see what this place looks like. Joshua's Tree.
Joshua's Tree, Jacob's Well. Same thing. You need the water from the well to feed the tree.
Yeah, so Joshua Tree. I want to see what the place looks like. If it's up to Miona's standards.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And I still want to know how much money Miona brought to the table. Like, I can't imagine she came down here with nothing, but what did she bring? Curious.
I guarantee it's probably close to nothing. She's not. Jibri's supposed to take care of her. We're going to societal norms on that one.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
You know, as we go to, actually, from Dallas to Massachusetts, those, I get it. It's a tough state. A lot of people can't say it properly. And Thais had a hard time doing this. We get to Patrick and Thais.
Massachusetts. Just teach her to say massholes. They all understand what that means.
They all understand that.
Yeah.
But I noticed Patrick still hasn't learned anything about including Thais in planning. Because, again, she told him this was an issue, and he just planned the trip. all right, here's where we're going, right? It's like, now I get this one after where they're going, because that's my first thought, but then when they go to see the parents. So, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels like he's just like, all right, we're going on a trip. That's how she made it seem. I find that hard to believe that he didn't say, let's go meet my family.
She knew where she was going. It wasn't like, hey, pack your shit, we're going somewhere. I took care of all the details. But when she says that he did all the planning, what could she have done?
In this case, I agree with you.
Yeah, like what could she have done? You don't know where his family lives. You don't know which airport in Massachusetts to fly into. You don't know what hotel to pick and all that stuff. Getting a rental car. You might not know those things. It's not in Portuguese. You know, I don't know if you can translate it on their website. And then planning that from there to go to Florida and plan all those different days. How could she have? What could she have done?
No, you're exactly right.
But again, would it be just have her sit beside him? Babe, you okay with this? Okay, add to cart. Okay, you like this? You like this time? Add to cart. You know, just dumb.
This time I agree with you. And it first came on, I was like, oh, he still hasn't learned his lesson. But then when I figured out, oh, he's going to see family. Oh, there's nothing she could have done. So I gave you shit for that before and said that,
Thank you.
You know, that hey, there are things he could have had her include her in. This one, I totally get it.
Thank you.
No, that was really not a compliment. I was just saying I actually agree with you.
No, it was a compliment. It was a compliment. That's all right. Thank you.
But however, tell me if you noticed this though. When he said that he considers her a flight risk, isn't that exactly what her dad was worried about? Because it rarely sounds a little prisoner talkish when he called her a flight risk to fly back to Brazil.
No, it's just a saying that she's a flight risk that she might choose to go back home. It's not that she's
risk. That's just a choice.
It's a phrase. That's all. It's just something people say.
Who you got in your basement?
It's not important. We're not talking about me. We're talking about Patrick and Thais. Stay on topic. Stay focused. But I think Thais can't worry about Patrick's mom's feelings. Because, you know, if you choose this is not it, okay, you move on. His mom will have to deal with that and get over it. I do like that she got a chance to meet the sister, and I'm glad the producers asked.
Fighter.
Yeah, I'm glad the producers asked what happened, because I'm just like, ooh, did you mean to? Did we catch you off guard? Were you not ready? And then I'm like, is this a cry for help? Where's the husband? Or the dad? And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, Thais, any woman with a black eye gives you advice, you listen. Listen to it.
That's so bad to say. So bad to say. So bad to say. She said she fell on the ice. Okay. She said she was skating. I mean, it's obviously cold in Massachusetts. She fell and apparently landed on her eye socket on the ice. I'll be honest, when she first popped up on the screen, I was like, whoa. And then when she gave her explanations, I'm like, is the first name Vanilla? Because it just did not seem like that was from falling on ice. But then again, I have never fallen on ice, so I have no idea what a black eye and a swollen lip from falling on the ice looks like. When I fell on the ice, I fell on my backside. I know what it feels like, and I definitely don't like that. Falling face first, I have no idea. So correct me if I'm wrong, for anybody who's fallen face first on ice, if the injury looks like that. But I'm more worried for her in the sense of what's happening in her personal life, and the cameras came at the wrong time. I'm like, or the right
blink
time.
Blink twice if you need help.
Because man, that looked bad.
Yeah, it did. And there's been, I know people who have had fluke accidents that it does look like, wow, you got hit. So I'm sure she's probably dealing with that joke and having that perception, especially maybe her partner might be like, crap, everybody's going to think, you know, I beat the hell out of my wife before she went on TV, but she fell on the ice. I was out of town on business. I have witnesses. I wasn't there.
I was there with my side chick. Trust me, I wasn't there.
but why would Patrick tell her family about the dad?
Yeah, because Thais tried to sugarcoat it, and Patrick was like, "No, her dad doesn't like me." But I kind of understand both. But I think Patrick, knowing what his family's gonna do, he knows his mom, he knows his sister. Yeah, he hasn't spoken to them all this time, but he knows how they are. Prepare her. Hey, they're gonna ask about your family. Just tell them the truth. Don't sugarcoat the fact that your dad doesn't like me. We're gonna cover it this way. They should have had that conversation before they go in.
You're right. because I do think if you're going to be in a
Say
relationship,
that again, please. I couldn't hear you.
I said you're white. That if you're going to go into a relationship, that you should both be aligned and on the same page when y'all walk into a room. Mm-hmm. That way, no one gets bombarded or surprised on what comes out of their mouth. I just think that you already told it to John. You don't have to tell the family. But listen to his family when they were eating. She's like, okay, you're not taking my child to Brazil. They're gonna be raised here, in the U.S. and you're gonna do this. I'm just like, okay, you need to kind of dial that back a little bit.
Look, his mom is definitely a Trump supporter. I see it, I hear it, and she's definitely a Trump supporter. But I honestly wanted Thais to say, hey, if I take our child back to Brazil, you're not even going to be here long enough to know. So what does it matter? What you going to do, harness? I mean, I know it's mean. I know that's mean to say. I know it. So go ahead. You can drop the comments anyway. It's fine. I know it's mean to say. How can you be
so heartless?
But the way they were grilling her, the way the mom and the sister were going at it. Well, as the big sister, I hate when people say that shit, by the way. I hate that. As a big sister, I have to ask questions. You don't have to ask shit. I'm not marrying you. But I get it. You can ask if you want, but don't make it feel like I'm here applying for a job and this is the friggin' committee that determines whether I do or not. But the fact is, if I were on a K-1 visa, this part of it would end our relationship immediately because I'm not going to sit there and take this grilling like, the way they came at her, man. I know me, and it wouldn't work for me.
True, and again, since reality TV is not really reality, I'm sure the producers poked and prodded for them to do that.
Right.
But that's my concern is if you're coming from another country, I want to see that level of confidence where you can handle that. Like I would want someone, I don't care what country you're from, if the language barrier is bad. Mm-hmm. I want you to have some confidence that you can stick up for yourself in front of my family. So she could have easily been able to handle some of those questions a little bit better. True, a little bit of a language barrier, but even if she needed to get her point out, hey, Patrick, translate this shit for me to that one. Just ask me this.
Yeah, because he left her out there by herself too.
Yeah.
He didn't help in any manner, in any fashion. But here's the thing that gets me. His sister says something. She goes, it doesn't seem like you want to be here. It feels like, and first of all, she catches her in an emotional state because she knows that she's coming off of her dad saying this thing. So all that's playing in Thais' head, right? But she says, it doesn't seem like you want to be here. The only reason you're here is for Patrick, is to be with Patrick. Wait a minute. Isn't it usually the other way around where people are like, I don't think you really want to, you really want to be with so-and-so. You're only with them because you want to be here in the country. Aren't you really wanting the version that it is here? Yeah, she doesn't necessarily, it's not like she's clamoring to come to the States, but she's here because she loves him. I don't understand that. Which way do you want it? You can't have it both ways.
True, but I think she's picking up on the fact that Thais doesn't really want to be here. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that's where she was going. She's just saying that there's just something about it doesn't seem like she's only here for Patrick, but she's not going to be happy. And so what their concern is they get married, they have a kid, she's not happy, she wants to go back home and help raise the kid around her support system, her family in Brazil. Because she can't even book reservations herself in the U.S. So raising a kid in the U.S. could it be done?
Stop it.
Yeah, sure, but she's young, she doesn't have any support here. And so I think their concern is that they get married, they have a baby, and she wants to go back to Brazil.
Their Trump supporter visual of what this is, well, first of all, they thought she liked spicy food because she's from Brazil. She's like to be like, no, that's Mexico. Isn't all Brazilian
there's some
spicy?
Spicy stuff. Yeah.
She's like, no, that's Mexico. Understand the geography, please. That's Central America. We're in South America, okay? Understand the difference. Two different places. And the other thing is the fact that they're like, oh, well, you can't raise a kid in Brazil. Actually, you can. I get what you're saying. But at the same time, their child will be of two different cultures. Right. Just like Patrick is. Patrick is part Brazilian, right? Because his dad is Brazilian. So the same thing. you do want your child in tune with some of that culture. So you're going to have to spend time over there anyway. And they act as if the planes only go one way. Because Patrick is like, no, we're going to go back and visit family. Because Patrick is like, no, I like going to Brazil. Fuck that, we going.
Well, but I think to me, the insult is to tell someone from Brazil that, no, you can't raise a baby in Brazil. It's like saying you weren't raised well. Exactly. And all y'all in that country are raised poorly compared to here in the U.S. But that's really what she's saying.
That is the stance of a lot of Americans and the feelings of a lot of Americans who, at the same time, didn't even grow up in the same level of financial classification as people who've grown up overseas. Trust me, as somebody who's not from here, I've seen that. And acting like we grew up in trees. We didn't. They're around.
You did.
No,
you did.
They're around. But we're not swinging from them.
That's all you did to St. Kitts, just, went around.
Yes, that's exactly how we got around when we were there back in 2019.
Yeah, just swing from tree to tree.
The funny thing about it, there's somebody who's actually going to believe you on that bullshit you're saying right now. Your hands weren't built for that, and neither were mine. These weren't built for outside. You're such an asshole.
I just keep thinking of what's his name from the Boondocks. Monkey.
Well, St. Kitts is known for them. That's why there are no snakes.
We need them in Texas. I'd love to. I'd pay taxes for that. A bunch of monkeys running around the state of Texas.
Yeah, no snakes. Yep.
Yeah, I can't stand snakes, man.
Hey, I'm right there with you, my brother. Had bad dreams about snakes last night. I don't know what the hell was going on, but something was going on while I was dreaming snakes. I don't know why. But anyway.
You look that up to see what that means.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will let me know. I'm not looking up shit. Hey, we're back here again next week. It'll be episode 16. Remember that, okay? Back next week for the 90-Day Fiance recap. Don't forget, we're also back on Wednesdays, probably dropping on Thursdays, the Married at First Sight recaps. And, of course, Monday for the regular episodes, Tuesday for the video episodes of our regular episodes. We're back on those. This week we're talking about Terrell's experience at his first Caribbean Jerk Festival.
Won't be my last.
That's what I like to hear, buddy.
Yeah, won't be my last, but it was my first.
Hey, I'm Yanni Root.
I'm Just Terrell.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Root, at Just Terrell, and at RGRT Pod.
Yeah, send us some of your random thoughts or some of the bullshit you find on the internet. We'll talk about it on the regular show.
It's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.